Yes, what's up, good traders, and welcome back to this this gold, the initial trade that guys I told you pre-recorded, as you can see from the prior video, but I can link it here, and you can find it on YouTube also. Rank trades, find it there. So I want to do a quick reflect on what happened with this trade. To me, it was a really good trade of price because we'd seen that the market had already swept the previous week's high, and for the analysis, for the prior before these analysis, because you can say this hindsight, you can go back and maybe watch that video, and maybe you'll come back and see what I did talk about the previous week's high, what I was talking about the OTE levels and how it had been traded into, and now we can see how the market did really trade. And currently, I think we're gonna be trading to these lows, but we are seeming to have this pullback, which usually tends to happen, right? We maybe have swept these rejection blocks, and maybe we might have a pullback to specific levels, either a fair value gap or to the above discount. We can say discount and then a continuation going higher. So what I wanted to talk about is the trade itself, what actually happened, and the outcome of it. So here we go. We consolidated a lot, and I had specific levels that I was watching. Before, you can see I had this fair value gap which was marked up. Later on, I shifted to this fair value gap. We had price rejecting, weakening around this level. We took a long before the market actually did a pullback. Let me show you, before the market actually decided to move. So this is the candle that I took my trade. We rejected higher, we did consolidate, sweeping liquidities. I thought I was really safe, and then later on, what we did see, before the initial move, the real move actually happened, I was taken out by, I don't know, a tick. I was taken out by a tick, and then we can see how the market nicely dropped. And I will be reflecting on how I did learn, or what I can get to learn from this position, but also want us to read the price action, what actually happened with it within that time, and why were we actually consolidating. So the market actually decided to move on Thursday, right on Thursday onwards. What we can see here, we didn't really have any displacement to either way, right? What we were doing is a price dropping, then we pull back again with some heavy massive candles, bullish ones. And why were we ranging with that zone? So we can see here we had lots of liquidity pools resting around this area. So to me, I knew that I need to give my trade some gap, so that if indeed we might be taking all these liquidities, then maybe the market will be reacting off that. I knew we were supposed to react off a liquidity sweeps. So with this one, after seeing maybe the market form equal highs, I needed to see whether my stops were safe. So I noticed that my stops were safe because it was about this high. Then we had this candle that swept those, and immediately we swept those, we saw that drop lower. So seeing that drop lower, to me it was a nice thing, because now I knew we had already swept some liquidities, and we had seen this massive candle. Let me show you the candle. We had seen this candle print out actually. Then I was expecting that sharp move to happen, but later on the market actually pulled back again, rallied, swept those highs, took my stop loss out, and then we consolidated for a little bit. At this moment in time, it was actually a swing trade. The moment I did come to see, it was at around this candle over here. This is where I came to know that actually my SL had been triggered when the market had already displaced. So I didn't really have any energy to maybe have a continuation going low. I let it slide. But the thing I was to take out from this video, what did I get? Why was I swept? Where did I have it wrong? So I did notice that where I had my stop loss is a level of an intermediate term low, high, an intermediate term high, right? And what do I mean by an intermediate term high, right? Is a high whereby, let's assume we have, sorry, let me get rid of this. So what do I mean by an intermediate term high is when we have a swing high being formed right there. We rally higher, form another swing high, maybe something like this. Then our continuation going lower, then we form another high. right? So we have price moving, we are forming, these are higher high, we have another high, maybe a lower high being formed within this range. So whenever we have a scene like this is what we refer to as the intermediate term high. This is whereby we have a lower high onto the right, also a lower high onto the left. So this one is a protected high, and that's why we refer to an intermediate term high. Hopefully you can see these are ITH. Sorry for making these kind of dirty. Hopefully you can see. So this is the intermediate term high. Most of the time, what usually happens whenever we have formed these intermediate term highs, market tends maybe to come and sweep these highs that are not intermediate term highs, but keep the intermediate term high logged in. Don't sweep the intermediate because it's already protected. Then the market continues lower. Same, this is an intermediate term high because we have this high, lower high and also lower high. The market might pull back, sweep this internal high right there, short term high, and then the market actually continues. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm sorry if I'm making this out of maybe what I was explaining is this high and this high. We have this short term high towards this end. Also we have this short term high, meaning we have this as the protected high. What the market usually does, we might pull back, sweep this intermediate not internal range high, and then we expand going lower. The same happened with this position of mine. I want to do this really quick. The same happened with this position of mine, whereby we can see we have from the 4-hour time frame, what I can see is we had this high being formed, then we had a lower high, we had a lower low, within that we have the swing low, but all this is clear within the 1-hour time frame. If I can take you back to the 1-hour time frame, this is what we have. We have these lower high, we have a higher high, and then we have a lower low, meaning this is the intermediate term high above this level. And I need to make this clean. Alright. Okay, this is the intermediate term high over here, so above this high, because we have this short term high which is lower, and also we have this one. So sometimes the market can do this. We might sweep all this. Well, we did sweep that, and that's when the market rallied lower. So the safest place to be having my stop loss is to ensure that I have an intermediate term high. And also we can look at another example, but before that I want to fully exploit this trade that I actually took. And between this high where I had my stop loss, you can see we don't have any high towards this other end, right? If we had another higher, a lower high, because we have one to the right, I don't know, right or left, but we don't have any other one before this. This is the one that we have. So that's why it wasn't really a protected high. That's why we can see the market actually swept it. Then later on, we plummeted as anticipated, going lower. So another one, if maybe we can see what we had over here, try to look for another example. Is a good example is this. We have this high, we have this high, we also have this high within this range. We can see the market on rallied higher to sweep of this one. This one was maintained, then the market plummeted, going lower. So you can guess, I think if you have time, because of this how long this video is taking, I guess you can go back and maybe try to see whether this is working. But for now, I think that's the lesson I can learn from this. And also I will be talking about my videos, my current trade also. I have some good trades over here. I will be talking about them, but for now we can call it a day or a video. Till next time guys, be safe. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel.